She was born December 31st, 1974. She was the first baby girl that we had. She was very quiet. She was smart. She was always at the top of her class. But she loved her friends and loved activities outside of school as well. And then she got involved later in grade school, got involved in athletics, and she loved sports and she loved the competition. But most of all, she was the type that really wanted to make everyone happy.
And that's kind of how Emily was. She was very competitive and just did it by example. She never really got in anybody's face. She just did it by her actions.
But she was, what we called our Switzerland around here. She just was calm, peaceful, very hardworking, very caring, and would do anything for anybody at any time.
As a person, she was, not just a good role model, but just an overall good person. She always made a point to, worry about what other people thought, not in a bad way, but just, cared about other people's feelings. And, to me, I think she helped me become the person that I am today.
Everybody loved her. She was just, a person that everybody gravitated towards, and she was just never selfish.
She went on to work at Nike and take that part of her life, enjoyed every moment being a manager and being part of the Nike family. She got married in 2002, and in 2006 she had a little girl, Stephanie, and Stephanie was just the joy of her life. When Stephanie was about 14 months old, she was diagnosed. She was diagnosed with gestational tryptoblasty disease. Gestational tryptoblasty is 97% curable.
That one September we found out that she was diagnosed, that it was a real shock for all of us. And with her being having a rare form of cancer that we didn't even know was existing, and still a lot of people don't know right now. So.
She had treatment for 3 years, and during those 3 years, she fought every day. She was a competitor. She was one that never got beat.
Yeah, she was still living life. She thought she could always beat it. And, she never would say, cancer's going to get me.
So she was going to beat this. The Lord had other plans. Well, we started the foundation, MPAS, in October of 2011, and she always talked about wanting to do something to help others.
After she passed, we all kind of talked about it and said we have to, make her memory live on, and what better of an avenue than to start a foundation. But I do remember thinking, what are we going to call it? And FIGHT came up, and all of us used to call it Emily M. And we were just like, FIGHT and M, and we just were like, it's M's Fight. I mean, that's just the perfect name for this foundation.
I think that when we first started, we wanted to make a point and try to teach people about gestational trophoblastic disease, but then we started to realize how rare it was. And we started to realize that there's more of a need for families and more of a need for women that are struggling with any kind of cancer. And so, we kind of thought, well, what would Emily want? She'd want to help support her community, but then also kind of raise awareness that, cancer's tough and it's hard, and that even if you have the biggest family, you still need a little something extra. Even if you have the deepest pockets, you still need a little, hand up and a little help, even if you're not going to ask for it. Sometimes it's just nice to give it anyway.
So with our foundation, the first year we raised about $10,000. We started with our very first recipient. Since then, we've been able to help about 5 recipients a year. We take nominations from people. And then as a family and a board, we go over all the nominations and choose the ones that we feel we could help either with their treatment or just make their life easier.
And in the simple things like buying a wig, that was really important to Emily. And she didn't do it for a while because it costs $600–700 for a good wig. And that shouldn't be something that people have to think about. You know, food for my kids or a wig to make me feel like a person again. And so we decided that when we formed this foundation, that it'd be the little things. The little things matter to people. It's, you know, yes, we're here to help support the medical bills and things like that, but we're here to support the little changes in life that make people feel like they're people.
I got involved with the foundation because I was impressed with Emily's fight to live through it. And when they told her she had 3 months to live and then she managed to live, what was it, 2 or 3 years after that, I was amazed. And I strongly believe in supporting local businesses, local events, and I think what the Pulschneiders are doing for the community is important. They're helping people who probably otherwise wouldn't get any help. So to me, it's very important.
And I think, you know, Em was always the one that did want to reach out and help other people. I know if she was here, if she would have lived through this, she would have started this herself. She would have been one to say, we have to help other people. So many people reached out to me. We need to reach out to other people. So, you know, that's the kind of person she was. And I know she's with us all the time. I know that she wants us to continue to do this and to work together as a family and help other people.
Yeah, you know, that's the way Emily was, and we just want to keep that memory going. And we don't want to forget about it. We don't want to say, you know, cancer got another one, let's move on. We're not going to do that. We're going to have her name, have her help other people get through what she went through. Yeah, I think she'd really be excited to know that because, you know, she wanted to beat cancer and she wanted to help other people beat it. And maybe this is a way of doing that. I don't know.
So I was diagnosed in April 2011. Pete here was in kindergarten, and I was a newly single mom, and so kind of dealing with our family being split apart and cancer all at the same time. I've been on treatment for the past 5 years, but I just had my 5-year cancerversary, and it's amazing because when I was diagnosed, they told me I had a 3 to 5% chance of making it 5 years. And with all the new advances in research and all the emerging treatments, I have plans to be here to meet my grandkids, which of course will not come too early. Financially, it was just devastating. It was a daily struggle, it was a monthly struggle, and I was at that time just feeling horrible and really working hard to be as much of a parent as I could. So one of the things that was amazing was meeting the Pulschneiders and having them really kind of understand what I was going through and immediately offer financial assistance that made a tremendous difference for us at that time. But I have never forgotten it because it was the first time really, I mean, complete strangers came to me and helped me so much through like one of life's most difficult times, and it was amazing.
I was worried for a while, but then when I started getting a little older and I saw that she was doing better, I knew that she was going to be pretty fine.
I was able to be in a place where I didn't have to worry about where food was going to come from or where we were going to, what bills I was going to pay that month, or it made, it just took a lot of the pressure off, which was really important during that time because I was dealing with so many different aspects while also not feeling well. It just made everything better.
Well, we wanted to do something to remember Emily and how hard she fought and what a good athlete she was. And when she was in high school and college at Western Oregon, you know, she loved track, she loved to run, so she always trained out here on the farm. It's about a 2-mile run out in our open prairie. She would run that all the time, and she would train. She loved to train, and she always wanted to be at the top of her game. And so that's kind of how we decided to do a run, because she's so enthusiastic about running track.
It's fun to go out there and run and remember her and think back to those times where, you know, when we were little kids running out to the corn cribs to play, or running when we were training for sports, or even later on in life when we ran the Hood to Coast together. We would get up in the morning before we worked on the farm, and we'd train and we'd run those fields. And it's just kind of part of Emily.
It doesn't matter if you are a really great runner. It doesn't matter if you walk. It doesn't matter if you have this goal somewhere one day to do a 5K. It's a really flat, easy run, walk, and you can take as much time as you want. It's not about the performance, but it's just about being here as a community and supporting everybody that that's fought cancer, that essentially, knows someone that has cancer, anything. And then to support the foundation, the more you give, the more we can give to others. And that's really all it comes down to. I mean, we don't have administrative fees. We aren't, punching the clock whenever we do something. I don't send an email and take my hours and write them down. It's something that we wanted to do for her, for Emily's memory, and not necessarily for, how much money we can make ourselves and put in our own pocket. It's what we can help others with their fight in any way we can.
It was fun to come out because the racers were here, but beforehand they had people who were beneficiaries of the fun and told their stories. And it's important that we know what other people have gone through and what it's taken for them to be here. I was amazed. One of the women had just gotten home from had another relapse in it, but she thought it was important to come share her story with the crowd. There weren't too many dry eyes in that audience, I'll tell you.
The place where the run is at the farm, and it's beautiful, and it's a course that's all laid out, and there's beer afterwards, I have to say, but it's just, the scenery is beautiful, the people are beautiful. It's just such a nice event. It's really a nice, supportive community to be a part of, because it really feels when you're out there like everybody's, out there together.
If you've done a run before, you know that when you're done, it feels really good. You're like, yeah, I'm done. And so not only do you have that kind of happiness, you also have the pleasure of knowing that you helped someone in a cause.
We don't really have a whole lot of money, but the money that we do have available to help people makes a big difference. It can help them with groceries, it can help pay for their rent. It could even do something as simple as buy them new clothes. Nothing can be better than having a makeover, and sometimes that's the last thing that you're going to think of, or you're paying for treatment and you don't know how you're going to pay for your medicine for your kids, or how you're going to pay for groceries or keep the lights on. And those are simple things that not all of us have to think about, but if you have to, it's, I can't even imagine.
I think one of the things that the foundation does is it gives people hope. When I was here for the relay, or for the run last summer, the stories that the people told were important, and it, I think, gave a lot of people in the audience some hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a chance for them. And Emily certainly was the epitome of that, with her continuing to fight to make life better.
So Em's fight is a beautiful tribute to their beloved daughter and sister, and I think is really inspiring for people to know that I think it's like this the spirit of who she is as a person just really lives on through the foundation.
Well, I would say that the Pulschneiders, they don't only provide you with what you need, but they also support you, and they can help you.
If you're thinking about supporting M's Fight Foundation, I would say that you have to know how much it made a difference for me and my children, and the financial assistance they were able to give us and the emotional support, it made the very beginning of my cancer fight much more manageable, and I'm so grateful to them.
You know, I think Emily would be proud of what we're doing here. She was really passionate about what we do on the farm, so I think she would be proud of all of us.
I know that she'd be happy that we're not only, you know, helping people that we know, but also people in the local community that she, you know, grew up with and loved too.
I think it's important. It gives you a good feeling. It gives you warmth to know that maybe you're not doing a lot, but it's a little bit to help somebody else. I think she would be very pleased with the foundation. And I think that she would say, keep at it. Keep going with it. It's a good thing.
Thanks for the Pulsar family for supporting M's Fight over the years.
For those of you that haven't supported us in the past, come join us.
Whether it be through a cash donation or volunteering at one of the many events we have here at the farm.
Or simply put on your running shoes and join us for the Fight for Your Life 5K in September.
Take the steps to help us help others fight for their life.